soldiers on the table march in line. Painted shields and swords, they shine so fine. Dice roll like thunder, sealing fate. In this battle of ours, let's not be late. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Oh. Kings and castles rise where soda cans stood. Mountains made of books, it's a cardboard wood. Strategy of giants on a scale so flee. We topple empires with a cup of tea. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Battlegrounds in living rooms, legends unfold in the chaos of dice. Our stories are told from the rookies of war to generals wise. The fate of tiny worlds lies in our eyes. Snacks to the side and the glue close by. We men, broken warriors, give them one more try. Cavalry rides beneath the lamp's warm light. On this tiny frontier, we rewrite the fight. Wargaming in miniature, no war too small. Battles on the tabletop, we'll conquer all. Heroes made of plastic, armies clash and roar. Wargaming in miniature, let's fight some more. Oh, let's fight some more. Let's fight some more. No. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannons refrain. Kingdoms rise within this tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals lean with a calculating stare. Hands of fate guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep. Wargaming dreams on a six-sided star. In this microcosm we travel so far. Heroes die small, but their legends grow large. In this tiny world we're always in charge. Painted commanders in coats of bold hue patrol the terrain in colors so true. Armies clash with a flick of the wrist. Victory's a mark on a checklist kissed. Dice are the drums of this parade of might. The board is the map glowing soft through the night. Imagination ignites where the pieces collide. A universe unfolds we cannot hide. 100 battles fought in one single room. Victories blazing, entropy and gloom. Armies may fade, but spirits don't rest. In the heat of this game, we earners of trust.
In fields of green and battle stage, a world in miniature engaged, with hands that guide the fates of men. The echoes of their clash begin. Each move a story, each step a tale, through crafted lands where dreams prevail. The dice decide the fate unknown, a kingdom built from seeds we sow. Battle cries in silence ring, a world of war where heroes sing. Through painted scenes and crafted lore, we fight for glory evermore. The clash of armies, the thrill it brings, in tiny realms where courage spring. Each piece a soldier, each game a war. We march to victory on this floor. In every role a destiny swings, a miniature world where passion clings. Through strategy and daring lore, we live the battles forevermore. In the quiet of the battlefield's design, miniature armies march in line. Strategies unfold in measured time. Derek leads with a plan refined. The clash of forces under moonlit skies, echoes of history in their cries. A game reminds where tactics rise. Victory awaits where courage lies. P&O notes trace the paths of war. Electric whispers open the door. Derek commands with wisdom's lore. Through the chaos, he seeks to explore. The clash of forces under moonlit skies, echoes of history in their cries. A game of minds where tactics rise. Victory awaits, courage lies.
All right, we got the mic up. All right. Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I'm coming back at you with another wargaming and miniature video. And move this window out of the way. I'm watching the stream just to see if it gets caught up to where I'm at. It could be, I'm trying to check the delay. It looks like there's a pretty large delay. Yeah, I thought I had fixed that. Okay, this delay is way too long. Oh no, I'm not caught up. Oh, okay. The playback was not all the way caught up. Okay. We're caught up. We're caught up enough anyway. All right, so now just to let you know, I'm planning on working on 2 Dragoon regiments today. I just got finished before the stream started washing these miniatures, soap and water. They've been sitting here probably about 15 minutes or so, drying out. But it doesn't matter. It's gonna be a minute before I start painting on them. The very first thing I'm going to do is knock my light. That's what I'm going to do. No, first thing I'm going to do is take a file to the bottom of each one of these horses to make sure that it will be able to stand up straight on my bases, because at the bottom of these bases you've got I don't know if you that's not. I should have autofocus on. There we go. Let's see if autofocus will work. Come on, you bastard. Maybe I turned autofocus off. I don't know. But basically, you can see there's like a burr. Maybe you can't see that. My hands are going all over the place. I'm watching the camera and yeah, you can see there's like a burr right there. And that's what I want to do, is I want to remove all the burrs so that when I do go to glue them onto my base, they'll sit flat and stand up straight. I do that with my infantry as well. I'll like file the bottom of the infantry and I'll stand them up, even on the commissions and stuff. Now, I just finished a commission of Prussian Landwehr, that I shipped out yesterday. I have a recording of those. I have not finished editing and rendering that. Somehow I re-aggravated this little blister that I had on the back of my knuckle. I don't know how that's possible. But it looks like I'm going to drain it, maybe wash it and put a bandage on it and stuff like that. But we're not worried about that right now. I'll get that after the stream. We're going to file the horses. I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to go over the horses and the riders to make sure I got all their little burrs and mold lines and snakes and everything else removed. And once that's all removed and cleaned up, then we'll go ahead and my fingers are so slippery. Then we will glue the rider to the horse, and then we'll put the horses onto these popsicle sticks. Not these popsicle sticks. I need to clean some of the 3M tape. I need to remove some 3M tape off of this and get them ready for more 3M tape for the horses. Okay. And once I get the horses and the riders glued, stuck on tape, then I'll start the whole painting process, starting with priming. And we're going to prime everything with German red brown. That's what we're going to prime them with. The 2 Dragoon regiments that we're doing is the 2nd and the 7th. The 2nd and the 7th. This is, what do they call that? Alka-Seltzer. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Okay, that's out of the way. I've been feeling a little under the weather the last few days. I've been forcing myself to do that commission and anything else that I do, like that video and this live stream. I'm not feeling too bad today. Today I'm actually feeling pretty good. No, I'm not going to say. I'm feeling better. I'm not going to say I'm feeling really good. Yeah, I'll worry about getting the tape roll out when I get ready to do that tape. Okay, first things first. We've got 2 units of 12. These guys are all present at the Battle of Quatre Bras. Got my garbage can underneath my chair so that when I scrape the figure, and I use the widest metal file that I have just for the most area to cover. And that's probably good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be able to stand up. With a fairly flat bottom. That way, when I put the PVA onto the base, it'll actually have a lot of the horse's base to grip a hold of. Okay, these guys are going pretty quick. That's good. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking that these guys were going to have green coats and green pants. But that's more like the chasseurs. The Dragoons have green coats and gray pants. And the facings on the Dragoons also cover their lapels. So, so it's a huge color difference. One is red, I think. I'll have to go check here in a minute. Well, when I get to painting them, I'll worry about that. But I think one of them is red, and I think the other one is maroon, like a maroon purple. I'll have to take a look, like a reddish purple. I might have to break out my P3 colors for that one. Now, when organizing these two regiments, I have two different primary poses in Dragoons, and I put all of one type of pose in one unit and the other pose in another. One of them I think it's called At Rest. I think. And it's the sword is like up but resting on the guy's shoulder. Kind of like shoulder arms with a musket. They're just up and out of the way. It's just resting against the guy's shoulder. Having held a sword and used a sword, that's not less tiring, because you're still holding it up. Your forearm is parallel to the ground, and the sword is up and next to your shoulder. You would think that'd be a very relaxing position, but it's not. It's actually rather tiring after 10 minutes or so sitting there like that. You want to shake your arm out. And then the second pose is with the swords being held up over their head, pointed straight up. It's like a very high grip. So if they weren't actively charging or getting ready to engage the enemy, that would be extremely tiring. But I think they call that one on the pack. I think they called it charging, which would be right. Some people might say that they held their swords out to the front when they charged, which also would be correct. but right upon impact, they would have to, or any time that they're striking their opponent, they would have to raise their sword up and then then swing it downward. Now, because these are Dragoons, and they're equipped with the straight sword, as opposed to the light regiments, light Dragoons, Hussars, maybe even Lancers, any of the light regiments, they're going to have curved swords. And almost all of the curved sword poses have them holding them up front with their arm twisted over, so the curve goes kind of downward towards the face of their horse. Which, if you're like that, you can bring it around as a chop without having to raise it. That's my main fighting. When I fight sword and shield, I almost always have my sword. Think of my sword like this. I almost always have my sword like this in front of my face, in a guard position where the sword crosses my face. And then when I go to strike, all I have to do is that. And it's actually a very fast it's a very fast swing. Okay. This has got issues. Okay, come on. I knew there was going to be at least one of these horses that was going to give me trouble. There we go. I just had a sale last night of some Fighting 15 flags. French. And Netherlands. French Guard Fanons, and then a Netherlands division. Got them shipped out this morning. Yeah. When you buy Old Glory miniatures, there's 2 pack sizes for cavalry. There's 8 and 16. And if you need 12, which you did in this case, not going to work perfectly. But if you were to get 3 packs of 8, you would have you could have 2 groups of 12. Now, the downside with doing that is you'll have 3 command groups. And if you don't mind putting a second command group in a unit, then you don't have a problem. Or you can get the 16 group and an 8 group. You should have 2 command stands and all the other troops. I don't know. I don't think they package them for like a 12-figure cavalry unit. They're not really set up that way. So there's a little bit of wastage. Because what I'll do is I'll buy the 16 pack for a 12-figure unit, and then I'll have like those 4 extra figures. Okay, this one is like really thick. But then sometimes I'll take those 4 figures and I'll just put them in a bag, save them, because I never know, I might need them again if I do another unit. Or I'll put them up on the eBay store because somebody might need just 4 cavalry figures. Okay, that's the filing. I have 2 brands of this, pink Pepto style this one is, it says compared to Pepto-Bismol. This is the quality choice, or I think they call, maybe it's a Walmart brand. Try to get rid of it. It is the nastiest tasting stuff. I cannot believe it is chalky. It's bitter. And then you got the official Pepto, which I'm going to take a swig of that as well. That was almost empty. This goes down nice and smooth. Doesn't have a chalky or bitter taste. I got that other one mainly because I saw the price. I was like, oh man, the price is better. instead of $8, it's 6. I said, okay, let's go ahead and get one of those. Pepto's worth the extra dollars. Okay. Okay, almost all of that blister has been drained. I'm taking a little detour. And put some hydrogen peroxide on it. Bear with me. Just happen to have some hydrogen peroxide here on my shelf. All right, guys, I'm going to be right back. Do I have a little be right back logo on here?
Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo
No.
cannons refrain.
All right. It's true, though. I will be right back. Give me a second.
Tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals leaned with a calculating stare. Hands of fate guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep. Wargaming dreams on a six-sided star. In this microcosm we travel so far. Heroes die small, but their legends grow large. In this tiny world we're always in charge. Painted commanders in coats of bold hue patrol the terrain in colors so true. Armies clash with a flick of the wrist. Victory's a mark on a checklist kissed. Dice are the drums of this parade of might. The board is the map glowing soft through the night. Imagination ignites where the pieces collide. A universe unfolds we cannot hide. 100 battles fought in one single room. Victories blazing, entropy and gloom. Armies may fade, but spirits don't rest. In the heat of this game, we earners of trust. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannons refrain. Kingdoms rise within this tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals leaned with a calculating stare. Hands of fate guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays Imagination ignites where the pieces collide. A universe unfolds we cannot hide. 100 battles fought in one single room. Victories blazing, entropy and gloom. Armies may fade, but spirits don't rest. In the heat of this game, we earners of trust. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannon's refrain. Kingdoms rise within this tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals lean with a calculating stare. Hands of fate guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep. Wargaming dreams on a six-sided star. In this microcosm we travel so far. Heroes die small, but their legends grow large. In this tiny world, we're always in charge. Painted commanders in coats of bold hue patrol the terrain in colors so true. Armies clash with a flick of the wrist. Victory's a mark on a checklist kissed. Dice are the drums of this parade of might. The board is the map glowing soft through the night. Imagination ignites where the pieces collide. A universe unfolds we cannot hide. 100 battles fought in one single room. Victories blazing, entropy and gloom. Armies may fade, but spirits don't rest. In the heat of this game, we earners of trust. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannon's refrain. Kingdoms rise within this tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals lean with a calculating stare. Hands of fate guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep. Wargaming dreams on a six-sided star. In this microcosm we travel so far. Heroes die small, but their legends grow large. In this tiny world, we're always a calculating stare. Hands of fate, guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep. Wargaming dreams on a six-sided star. In this microcosm, we travel so far. Heroes die small, but their legends grow large. In this tiny world, we're always in charge. Painted commanders in coats of bold hue patrol the terrain in colors so true. Armies clash with a flick of the wrist. Victory's a mark on a checklist kissed. Dice are the drums of this parade of might. The board is the map glowing soft through the night. Imagination ignites where the pieces collide. A universe unfolds we cannot hide. 100 battles fought in one single room. Victories blazing, entropy and gloom. Armies may fade, but spirits don't rest. In the heat of this game, we earners of trust. Tiny soldiers on a grand paper plane, rolling dice to echo cannon's refrain. Kingdoms rise within this tabletop dust. In strategy and chaos we place our trust. The generals lean with a calculating stare. Hands of fate, guide moves with a flare. Tiny hills climb where valleys fall steep. Battles fought while the house stays asleep.
Alrighty. Sorry about that delay. Take some of my meds. Okay. Okay, I got some Neosporin. I know we got a little detour here, but that's all right. Don't want to get an infection or anything. Cover my whole knuckle, actually, not just that hole. Okay. And a lot of times I'll put two bandages on there. One to cover it and then one to hold it in place because it's on my knuckle. I need a knuckle bandage is what I need. Okay, hold on. I do have these bandages. Fairly large. Might be too large. Let's see if I could. Yeah, that would wrap my entire finger multiple times around. I'm going to try it. If it's too big, I'll just put a smaller bandage on. This is not a knuckle bandage. This is just a bandage. But it's big. Big. Very big. Okay, that's so far so good. Okay. Get my axe back together again. Yeah, that covers like my entire knuckle. Almost my entire finger. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is now get in and try to remove all the little is the music still playing? It looks like it might still be. There we go. Yeah, we can get in there and we can pull the trash can between my legs again. Now this time I'm going to have to put my glasses on to get a clear picture of what we're looking at. Okay, knowing that all the horses can stand, I just pull them into my collection. Because we're going to do every figure one at a time. And only if they need it. Yeah, there's a lot of these little snakes hanging off the tail and the base. a lot of times there'll be lead in between the legs. Got to get in there and kind of clean that out so it looks like two legs, not just one. So far, it's going pretty good. These guys are mostly clean. Yeah, I've got some tea and I've got some lemonade drink mix. And I've got a couple of Gatorade bottles that I filled with water. So in just a minute, I'm going to make me a couple of Arnold Palmers. So I got my Pendragon game tonight. I think it's going to be a fairly short tournament. One of my players, Sanson, Sir Sanson, he's not participating in the tournament. He's just going to witness it. But Gwynnis, Sir Gwynnis, is going to participate in the tournament. Interesting. Okay. And he's got like to start the tournament. The morning time is spent like warming up. And you warm up by challenging other knights to one-on-ones. And Gwynnis has 5 people that want to challenge him. So I don't think he's even going to be honest, just due to the fact that die rolls are the way they are, I don't think he's going to make it to the grand tourney because he's going to have already been whipped up on by 5 different knights. that are all like really good. He's still a relatively young knight, like 21, 22, something like that. He's getting better. Everybody's getting better every year, but yeah. This game really hasn't lent itself to role playing, I've noticed. It's more participating in events. Go from one event to the next. And I don't think I like that. And that's why I'm going to be switching over to a Harn-based campaign. I'm still going to use the Pendragon mechanics because I like the way the mechanics work. The yearly based winter court and the feasts and stuff like that, I think I really like that from Pendragon. But the Pendragon world is too well defined. Like, they know who Arthur is and Merlin is and Morgan Le Fay and all that. And I've got one of my players that anytime I mention a name in the game, he Googles it. I know he does. I wish he didn't, but he does, and then these characters are already defined in the novels and in the legends and the stories. So he already knows, like when they met Morgan Le Fay, they already knew she was who she is. There was no mystery about it. I don't like that. That's one reason why I'm going to the Harn world. And the Harn world has more monsters. Not a huge amount, but more. And I like the Pendragon's healing explanation a lot better. Nah, I'm not going to say that. They both have They both have good healing mechanics. It's just one is a lot easier than the other. That would be Pendragon. Harn, you got to roll for the injuries, and I don't remember. It was you got to compare it to the severity of the injury. There's a bunch of cross charting and stuff like that, and it's unnecessary. It's just a lot of extra work for to get to the same result. So I'm going to be using the Pendragon healing. Everything Pendragon, pretty much, except the world. It's going to be from Harn. We only have 2 active players. The third player, I didn't kick him. I left him, but he's basically a non-attendee. Like he doesn't show up. He was having computer problems. And then there was no word from him for 2 weeks. So he's out of the game in my head. If he shows up, I'm going to let him play. But I'm not writing any stories specifically for him. What the heck? Oh, what? This guy's got a bear skin. Oh, he must be part of an elite company. He does have epaulets. No, I'm going to have to actually take a look at these models. I put them in here for a reason. Because, see, I already had gone through figures months ago, sorting them out into units. And I had already marked them, the 2nd and the 7th Dragoons. It's all good. We'll figure it out. There's at least 2 of them with a bear skin. There needs to be 3 if it's going to be a single elite company. Here's a bear skin. I have counted 3 bear skins so far. That's good. Dragoons look a lot like cuirassier without the breastplate. You know, they got that style of a helmet. They're carrying muskets as well as swords. I guess they're carbines, but still muskets. Notice that some of these guys have their greatcoats over their shoulders. Some don't. Excuse me. Okay. Got them all cleaned up. Now I'll need to glue them to the horses. But first, we're going to make me a Arnold Palmer or 2, since I've got 2 bottles, might as well do 2 of them. Starting off with Lipton iced tea. Okay. And then we're going to go with some Country Time lemonade. Both of these scoops were about half. So it wound up being like a whole scoop. Okay. Settles to the bottom. I try to shake it up whenever I see that it's settled. See how it's settled there. See what my concoction wields me. Not bad, not bad. A little more tea probably would have been better. Okay. Let me go to the, what's it hitting? Okay, let me go to the second Dragoons. Okay, let me go to the seventh. Wait. Okay. Now I'm going to organize them before I start gluing the men to the horses. So what I like to do is take all the horses and separate them into poses. Because what I will do is I'll take these horses, I'll take the horses and split them up. Try to give each unit like a variety of horses. These two look the same. Okay. That's not bad. That's going to be a good selection of what do you call it? Two per. Okay, good. We'll go it like that. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, there's 12 horses per unit. I'm grabbing all the guys with the swords up. All the guys with the swords down or at rest. Got a bear skins. I'm going to put them over there. They're mixed. Did I not clean this guy? I could have swore I did. Must have missed this. All right, so thought I saw a couple of guys with epaulets in this group. Or maybe it was just one. This one, maybe he's the officer. Okay. What about these guys? The officer. Hmm. Okay, this group has a side plume. This one does not. Okay. Yep. Side plumes. Okay, something's not right here. I could put this guy up here, and that fills that slot. And I can put these two guys down here, and that fills those slots. This and this guy, just because of the bear skins on their head, they're throwing me off. I have other Dragoon figures, so I'm going to go look. Before I start gluing anything, I want to make sure I did it right. You are that's the Lancers. But all my French over here. Okay, that's old guards stuff. Okay, extra line Lancers. Okay. Just throw those away. 6-pounders, okay. Grenadiers a Cheval. Okay, from Brick Dust. This is the French Light Regiment. Okay. These guys look like Dragoons. Okay, we're going to look at those here in a minute. I think those are Dragoons. Guys on foot. Guys on foot. Chasseurs. Not counting them. Carabiners. Lancers. Guard. Okay, so we'll see if these guys have what I need. Ooh, these guys might be Cuirassier. Hang on. Wow, standards. Yeah, that's a Cuirassier. What was that? And there's two arms that have to be glued on. But these two guys, yep, he's a Cuirassier. Okay, he's a Dragoon. And he would fall in that group right there. All right, so now it's just glue time. And now I just randomly, the way I do it is I just randomly take a guy and a horse and put them together. I'm trying to do only one regiment at a time. am expecting a shipment of food that I ordered this morning. It should be here any time now. They say noon to like 1 or noon to 2 or something like that. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Nothing spectacular, just a bunch of snacks and some drinks and hot dogs. I've been enjoying, over the last couple of weeks, I've been enjoying having a hot dog for lunch. Nothing spectacular, just actually 2 hot dogs usually. And I've been using dill relish. This time I ordered sweet relish. That's what my wife normally orders, is sweet relish. Not orders, but buys. I wanted to try dill because I love dill. This time I ordered some sweet. We'll see. We might even have some sweet in the pantry, but I didn't look. I know we're out of mustard, so I ordered some mustard too. I don't know if you know this, but I'm sure you do. Walmart's got a club membership that you can be a part of, which I am. And if you're a member, you get member prices, plus you get like free shipping. Let me rephrase that, not free shipping, free delivery. There is items that you can buy that are shipping, which means you get them like in 3 to 4 days. But you can, most items you order, you can actually get delivered from your local store, and it only takes a couple hours, usually 3 hours. If you want it sooner, you can pay a surcharge, but I think 3 hours is a more than reasonable amount of time to wait, as opposed to like Amazon, which I wait 2 or 3 days to get. And yeah, so it's called Walmart Plus or something like that. It's normally, I think, $100 a year, but they were offering me a half price deal where I could pay $50 a year, and I jumped on it. It was $49.99 or something like that. You get other things with it, like a free Whopper from Burger King once a quarter. Paramount Plus you get for free. So think about it. If you pay $5. Let's just say you pay $5. You don't. You probably pay closer to 7. Let's say 7. You pay $7 a month for Paramount Plus. Oh, wait, there we go. I felt it snap in. Okay, perfect. That's like $84 a year, something like that. So even if you paid $100 a year for Walmart Plus, it's only like $15 if you use Paramount Plus. If you don't use Paramount Plus, then don't factor that into your savings. But I do. I watch Paramount. I think the cold weather has really dried up my skin. And then with the Whopper every quarter, and I find myself not ordering just a Whopper. I usually order like fries and a drink. I love Burger King. Burger King's my favorite burger fast food. Better than like McDonald's or Wendy's or anything. I like Burger King. I know I'm weird, but Iron Man likes Burger King. Originally, my big deal with Burger King was you get tomatoes on your hamburger. Well, in McDonald's, you never got an actual tomato on your burger. I'm sure later down the line they've changed. They've got new burgers and stuff. But this is when I really made my decision back in the 80s. And I like the Whopper Junior because it's not too big, it's not too much burger. And I used to say like extra pickles or, because what was there saying? Get it your way. So I think I don't know, if you shop at Walmart, I think it's a good deal. Not everybody shops at Walmart. I get that. And I asked him to drop it off on the back door, which is right over there. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't read the instructions and they just drop it off at the front door. All right, they're all glued. We're getting one step done at a time. That's great. So, I don't know if you can hear me with the microphone so far away. I'm just checking my order. Still looking like they're processing, preparing. There we go. Yeah, 12 to 2. It says driver picking up your items. Okay, so they'll probably be here in a little while. I need to get my tape, which I don't have on the table over here. Okay. Tape. I can put this tray away since I'm not using it. .3M tape. Okay, so now I'm just gonna clean off the old tape. This one's being a pain in the butt. All right. The tape that I'm peeling off of here is the tape that I used when I did the commission. And I do have a bunch of these sticks with no tape on them. And these sticks are so cheap, I could just toss them after each use. Because I've got a box of them, a tub full of them. Like, but I don't feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's a waste when I could easily just peel the tape off and reuse them. And normally what I do is I put 3 cav per stick, or 6 infantry in a stick. But in this case, I'm thinking I want to do 4 cav. I was just wondering if I could fit 4 cav on a stick. So it'd be less sticks. But I'm not sure. We'll have to check. Select that's empty. Yeah, this isn't even on camera. But basically, I'm just taking my knife and cutting these pieces of tape off. And really, I'm not cutting them off. I'm just peeling them up so that I can grab them with my fingers and peel them off. So my party is actively only 2 players, and I wish there was more people wanting to play Pendragon. So I should only need 3 sticks per unit, but I might need 4. It just depends how many figures I can get on a stick. Once I get these sticks cleaned off, we'll figure it out. Yeah, this is a different style 3M Scotch tape. It's PE foam, and it's white, and it seems to have a better, it's not as thick, so it's a much thinner tape, but it seems to have a more, it's more adherence or adhesive, but it's not, I don't know how to explain it. It's like it holds it nice and tight, but it peels off easy. I know that's weird, but the foam tape itself is more durable, I guess. What I'm trying to say. When you peel it off, you don't damage the tape. Now the guy that's I'm doing commissions on his infantry, um, there's only 16 figures in a battalion. So that's kind of an odd number for these sticks. I could put 8 on a stick, but it would be too cramped. The whole reason why I put them on a stick is so that I can paint them, individually. And if I put 6 on a stick, that's an odd number. So I wound up doing like 5, 5, and 6. As long as I know what I'm doing before I get there. All right. Now it's been updated to on the way. Okay, if that's a stick. Oh yeah, I could put 4 on a stick without any trouble at all. Oh, I think I hear a car outside. Yep. All right, give me a second. I'm going to go greet them. Guys, I got my stuff. Put some stuff away. Oh, I'm going to leave it right there. So I'm looking for one specific thing. There it is. I've never tried this, and I thought I'd give it a shot. Oh, dropped some of my tape on the ground. Pick them up before I step on them and they get stuck to the mat I've got under here. Yeah, she had to take a picture of the delivery, so I just held them in my hands and posed. Yeah, so I wanted to... Ooh, this is cold too. White gummy bear. I didn't realize that it was white gummy bear. I just noticed it was a different flavor. Okay. I don't know if I like the smell, but you never know. It's pretty good. 0 sugar. Only 10 calories. But the number I'm looking for is, there it is. Wow. 300 milligrams of caffeine. Okay, so now let's take these foam. There we go. 4 on that stick. See, a lot of times I will, or my thought process originally was, whatever's going on a base is what would be on a stick. So like 6 infantry on a stick would all be 1 base. 3 cav on a base would be a base. But in this case, it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, there's 1 regiment. Yeah, this tape is grown on me. It's better than just the standard 3M tape. And I'm glad I found it in the size that I found it, width-wise. It's very close to 10 millimeters wide. It's not 10 millimeters. It's some other number. 3/16 or something like that. I don't remember, but and the price was best as well. You can see it's in the white and blue tape, where the other one I was using was a green. Okay, they're all stuck. I can put these away. Really not that cold out. It's actually pretty good. Pretty good temperature. Okay, so peeling the tape off, peeling the backing. The backing is peeled. Now I want to try to keep my command element together. Press that down into the foam. Do, 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 do. Okay. And then the musician. Okay. Press that down into the foam. Okay, both of those have one's going to be the officer, and then one's going to probably be the elite guy. No, he does not have enough of it. Okay, don't let me lie to myself. He does. Okay, he's definitely a elite. Okay. So the officer and the elite. In this regiment, there are 4 squadrons. And in each of those squadrons, they have like 2 companies, something like that. And there's only one company of elite. So that would be 1 or 2 figures, technically. I would have liked to have done like a whole base of elite, but that would have been a whole squadron of elite, and that's not the way it is. But 2 would have been good. 2 would have been a good compromise. But that's okay. I think a whole base of elite would look better on the table, but yeah, we're not going to be priming these during this live stream. What I'm going to do is get these all stuck on their sticks, and then I'm going to put a little bit of my groceries away and cook me a couple of hot dogs. Eat them hot dogs. Then I might come back and prime these with my red brown, my German red brown. And I might be back on tomorrow painting these. Also today I'm going to edit and render that video that I just made yesterday, which basically all that video is me showing off the Prussian Landwehr that I just painted. Part of my What Have I Done series. That's the bearskin guy. There we go. So I worked on my marshals and generals rules yesterday. I took, well, let me rephrase that. I went through and updated the numbers, and anywhere that it might have been a change, I made some changes. And the main change that I found was the infantry base sizes. So I went through there and changed the base sizes, but then I noticed all the photo references that I had were the old base sizes. So I went through and pulled some infantry out, and cavalry, and artillery, and I took pictures of what the current formation should look like, and bases and the tiny units and stuff like that. And so I got all those pictures updated. I got there's still a lot of work to be done. It's just, I noticed that the way I typed it up was more of a rules summary. You know, basically because I already know how the rules are going to play. So not 100%, but the way I typed it up, it was like I could read it and I would understand it, but a player new to my rule set might not know what's going on. So I'm going to have to rewrite it clearly, concisely. Okay, so these are the units. 2 units. I got the 2nd Dragoons and the 7th Dragoons that need to be painted. Maybe after lunch I'll prime them, and then but I'm also going to I'm going to edit, then render a video. You should look out for it. It'll be out there. It'll be up today sometime. And tomorrow, I do plan on painting these tomorrow. Start painting them on. Start tomorrow. Yeah, look for another stream tomorrow, probably. Me actually painting these guys. Okay. I think that's it. Let me go put the groceries away and get my lunch ready, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.